Do I know it? Hey! It's been such a long time since we've seen each other. We do know each other, right? Although I'm not quite sure if we know each other or if I am coming back because I promised you I would, or if I'm talking to those that want a change, as well as those who knew there is a greater way and a greater life. You know what? At this point, I think I might even be talking to me. I really wish I would have documented the journey so that when I found myself in times like the pandemic, when I found myself in such a time as this pandemic, I could go back to those same tools and resources that allowed me to get where I am. But I didn't. So, anyways, I am Venice. I like to go by VictoryisV. Please feel free to go ahead and follow me on IG. I am here because the stats sadden me. I don't know if you can tell it, but I'm a black. Regular black. And on top of that, I'm a woman. And if you look at the stats about black people or black women, and the layers can go on, depending on what other items have been thrown your way, we tend to fall at the bottom of the totem pole for a lot of things. And this hurts me to my very soul. And because of it, it somehow has become my mission to defy statistics. I'm also here because I need you, right? It's not good enough for me to defy statistics on my own. I need your help. We need to come together and work as a united front, right? I also want you to know that I believe in you. And it's okay if you don't know the how, right? I'm inviting you on my journey as I unpack my vision, and I hope in some way, fashion, or form that it inspires you to do the same for you. I need you to know that you are created for a purpose. Your vision, that thing that has been haunting you, is uniquely entangled into a greater purpose. And because of that, I know we often stop because we don't know how. We're scared. There's all this fear. We might become distracted. I am inviting you and willing to hold your hand on this journey, right? And I'm also just kind of putting myself out there. I'm being vulnerable. I'm sharing my life with you. So with that said, I hope that we're friends now, right? Because I feel like I am about to tell you more than I tell the normal person. But it's all for the good, right? So if you can take my ups and my downs and my experiences and apply it to better position yourself for success, I am absolutely all for it, right? So with that said, I also want you to know that Jesus died for you, right? So I don't care what hand you were given in life. It doesn't have to be that way. If you were born into poverty, that does not mean you have to die in poverty. The Lord has given us resources and tools to utilize that will allow us to conquer the vision that He has already planted in your heart. I know, right? That's so exciting. I also feel like I need to apologize, obviously, because I didn't bring you on the journey. I knew 13 years ago that I was going to defy some statistics, and I was not accepting no for an answer. And I allowed my own fear and my own insecurities about presenting you, well, with my life, right? The good and the bad. And because of it, you all didn't get to experience it. And I also didn't document it, so when I needed to go back to it and reuse what I learned in my beginning stages, in my beginning seasons, I don't have it. So this in a way will be my recap of that. I am going to recap some of the important concepts that I learned that allowed me to reach some of the promises and the manifestations of my visions. You might be saying to yourself, like, what, Venice? So first of all, we're defying statistics, right? But I actually have some manifested promises, right? I want to say that family restoration, right? There's been progress there. I want to say life resurrection, right? You know, my high school years are definitely a lot different than my end product as an adult. And I don't care where you are, who you are, the Lord has a plan for you and He's willing to use you. Better yet, I know for a fact that He takes the unqualified and places them in qualified for positions. So I am asking you to just show up. He's not asking for much. He's asking for you to give an ear to hear and to show up, to apply these concepts. Oh, back to the promises, right? So family restoration, life resurrection. I am a first generation college grad. Yes, Lord. I also graduated cum laude. I got, and only the Lord could have done that. I was able to also have a hobby that ended up turning into my career. And I landed my dream job a whole, a half a year before I even graduated college. How amazing is that? I've also pivoted careers, right? Because along the way, things change. And you might set a plan and you might need to readjust that plan. So I've pivoted careers and had to refine that vision. So you get to go along with me along the journey on that as well. Might I also say that after I graduated, I met my dream man online, and 7 months later, I uprooted my entire life to go from Boston to Austin. So here I am in Texas, living the dream. I also went from no credit to home ownership in less than 24 months. So you get to come along with me as I do house maintenance and all those things as well. And although, yes, I did buy a house, plot twist, 3 days later, after my closing, I was terminated. So I say all that to say that I have more than enough stories to share with you. Our experiences allow us to, everything happens for a reason, right? Those reasons are different seasons that teach us different lessons that allow us to apply and utilize in the future. We might be even gathering that information and those experiences so we can turn around to someone else and say, listen, hey, I've been there before. You might want to pivot this way, navigate that, and consider this, right? We're not telling anyone what to do. We're just making suggestions because we are all in this together, right? There is no need to hoard information. We should share information freely, and that's what I plan to do. So I ask you, what is your vision? No, seriously, what is your vision? What would you do if money was not a factor? Seriously, what would you do? If the world was a blank canvas, what would you do? No, seriously, sit back, think about it. What would you do? Let's start with describing your perfect day. What does your perfect day look like? Who are you with? Who's with you at your day, right? Who are you enjoying those smiles, and I hope you're smiling. You might even ask yourself, what do you have on, right? Where are you? What is the weather like, right? Because that would determine what you have on. So what is this? This is your vision. What do you hear? What do you smell? These are things that, I don't know if you noticed, was I was thinking, I was smiling and getting excited. These are items that we can kind of go back to, and that excitement is a good place to be, right? So I ask you, what is your vision? What if there were no limitations? What would it be? No, seriously, I want to know. So please go ahead down to the chat box and let me know what it is that you were thinking. So, can I ask if you had any limitations? Were there any negative aspects to your story? Why would you insert a negative aspect? I said there were no limitations and that there are no issues, right? I told you to tell me what it is, what your day is like and what your vision is, and you entered something negative. Why is that? We're going to need to unpack that, right? Why do we come up with constraints? Why do we make molehills out of little pebbles? Why do we create boxes when there are no limitations? So if I told you that your vision was possible, would you believe me? If I told you you had the ability to manifest that vision, no, like seriously, like tangibly hold it, would you believe me? So with that said, I hope you believe me. Even if you don't believe me, I am asking you to follow me on my journey as I manifest the vision that has been planted in my heart. This is an open invitation. I want you to join me to victory! Every journey starts with one step. And so often we stop and never take that first step because we're so worried about the how. So this is me taking that first step, not realizing or understanding how this quite fits into the entire puzzle piece of the vision, right? The vision. And within that vision are little puzzle pieces, which I would define as little journeys, that we've kind of been our entire life picking up. We've been picking up these puzzle pieces, going through these different scenarios and experiences that are allowing us to put the picture together. And I'm hoping that you would define what your vision is, begin to unpack it, and start moving towards your purpose. Are you with me? Because I need you. I believe in you. And I know that the Lord didn't bring us this far to leave us now. He loves you so much that he would send this little black girl from Roxbury who is determined to not go back to poverty, who is determined to be everything that he said that I could be. Because if he said I could be, who am I to say that I can't? So often we think that we need to get ready, when in fact we've been equipped with all that we need and we are already all ready. So with that I say, are you ready? Take my hand to victory. Thank you for watching. I am so excited that you would want to join us along the journey. If you enjoyed yourself, please go ahead and like this video and be certain to share it, as well as subscribe to my channel at VictoryisV. Until the next time, I love you, but Jesus loves you even more.